Find your seat, we're ready to get started. Welcome back. I hope you had a rejuvenating and productive summer. Today's Academic Affairs Forum has 3 goals. The first goal is to introduce you to several new academic leaders, including the recipient of the George P. Hart Award. The second goal is to highlight and celebrate a few of our accomplishments and achievements this past year. And lastly, the third goal is to provide you with a preview of what we have planned for 2017-18. Collectively, you have contributed to Poly Pomona's rising reputation as the model for an inclusive polytechnic university that inspires creative and innovative problem solvers and doers who see challenges as opportunities. This year, Cal Poly Pomona made another strong showing on the U.S. News Best Colleges 2018 list. Cal Poly Pomona ranks among the top universities in the Western United States. That's a very big region. The Western United States encompasses 15 states, including California. Cal Poly Pomona also ranks number 4 among universities in the West, and we rank 2nd among CSU campuses. Please join me in acknowledging these accomplishments. That's a big deal. Also, in a recent study by the Equality Opportunity Project, Cal Poly Pomona ranked among the top 10 universities across the nation for increasing the social mobility of students and helping them climb the economic ladder. The equality, that's a big deal. The Equality Opportunity Study clearly shows that a degree from Cal Poly Pomona catapults students from the lowest economic levels to among the top 5% in terms of income, earnings, and potential. That's a big deal. The credit for these and countless other accomplishments all goes to you, the faculty and the staff. Your dedication and hard work has paid off. It's now my pleasure to introduce the new administrators in academic affairs. Jeff Pass, the Dean of the College of Education and Integrative Studies. Jeff, will you stand, please? Joe Rensis, Dean of the College of Engineering. Lisa Kessler, the Interim Dean of the Don B. Huntley College of Agriculture. Iris Levine, the Interim Dean of the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Meredith Kelly, the Interim Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management and Services. And Cordelia Ontiveros, the Interim Associate Vice President for Faculty Affairs. I'd like to get a little bit off script and ask all of the members of the Academic Affairs leadership team to please stand and be recognized. The deans, the associate deans, the AVPs, management directors, please stand. Thank you for your incredible service and leadership on this campus. The next slide highlights other important accomplishments that we are very proud of. This past year, 25 new tenure-track faculty joined us. Similarly, this year we have 37 faculty searches. I'm very proud to say that in addition to the new hires, this year we included several faculty members under our strategic hiring initiative, faculty in the area of cybersecurity and STEM pedagogy. These are faculty who come together from different colleges around an area of strategic importance to Cal Poly Pomona. And we will soon be announcing 2 additional faculty clusters that we will launch this year. We have filled and now welcome 37 staff members into various positions across the campus. This year's Hart Award recipient is Dr. Faye Wax from the Psychology and Sociology Department in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Dr. Wax has served Cal Poly Pomona for 15 years, but her teaching, scholarship, service, and leadership extend far beyond the boundaries of this campus. In the tradition established by George Hart, Dr. Wax has given years of distinguished service to the Academic Senate. She's a past president of the North American Society for the Sociology of Sport. Thank you. And was recently invited to speak in Seoul, South Korea, at the Korean Society for Media and Sport. She served as the chair for the status of women for the Psychological Society of America. Finally, Faye takes her leadership and generosity to the community, where she volunteers with Covenant House, California, an organization that serves youth who are homeless. Faye, thank you for joining me on the stage. We have a little gift, token of our appreciation and expression of gratitude. Hold it from the bottom. We also have a little check that goes along with that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Faye.
Yeah. Can I just make a quick statement? I just wanted to say.
I'm not sure that is on.
Oh, thank you so much. And I have started a fund for the North American Society of Sports Sociology to pay for conference registration for students so that they can more easily attend. And I'm going to be donating this check to that fund.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Faye, for paying it forward. I'm happy to announce that this year we will include the Hart Award at the ceremony where we recognize the Provost Award recipients. Incidentally, Dr. Wax is a past recipient of the Provost Award in the area of service. This year's event will be on March 8th. Mark your calendar. I hope to see all of you there as we celebrate Faye's accomplishments and those of the Provost Award awardees, who will share their passion and insights with us. Again, congratulations, Faye. The theme of my remarks today is one team, one goal, student success. Yes, I know that's the name of the Student Success Campaign. But one team, one goal makes it very clear that student success is an effort that everyone can and does contribute to. Everyone on campus, regardless of your role, department, or division, can and does contribute to our student success. Now, let us turn our attention to 5 major initiatives in academic affairs this year. In addition to the university strategic plan, we also move forward with our academic master plan. We're continuing to build and expand our student success plan, and of course, their semester conversion and WASC. When you see WSCUC, think WASC. That's the new acronym for WASC. It is our final academic year on the quarter calendar. It's also our final academic year before submitting our WASC self-study, which is also due in fall of 2018. There is no question that this is a very exciting time at Cal Poly Pomona. We are at an important time in Cal Poly Pomona's history. Through a very inclusive process, we refreshed and updated our mission and value statements and reaffirmed our core values. I now draw your attention to the refreshed mission and value statements. Our mission is very clear. We cultivate success through a diverse culture of experiential learning, discovery, and innovation. Our value statement is a statement of our aspirations, who we want to be and become. We aspire to be the model polytechnic, an inclusive polytechnic university that inspires creativity and innovation, embraces local and global challenges, and transforms lives. These initiatives and plans are not separate or disconnected efforts, although they may sometimes feel like that. If we don't connect them and see them as parts of an integrated whole, the climate on the campus may feel confusing and chaotic. Instead, I invite you to think about these as opportunities to line up our various initiatives and see them as part of an integrated whole. When everything is important, nothing is important. Let's think about the academic master plan. The academic master plan sits alongside the university's strategic plan. It will serve as the primary driver that will shape the academic and the co-curricular experience of our students. The academic plan will also inform the campus master plan, our academic technology needs, faculty hiring and professional development, and even our grants and advancement plans. The academic plan will inform and be used to align these priorities in an effort to seek out both internal and external funding opportunities. In contrast, I invite you to see these initiatives as key components of an integrated plan and a cultural shift at Cal Poly Pomona, a shift away from reactive culture towards one that is more intentional about how we will prepare for and respond to the myriad of challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Change is inevitable, but let's keep in mind that without change, there's no innovation, creativity, or incentive for improvement. This past year, we formed cross-divisional work groups of dedicated campus leaders whose ideas were captured in a series of white papers that you can actually find on the Academic Affairs website. This fall, we will finalize the academic plan, and we will use the action items that have come from that plan to move forward our academic agenda. The academic plan will set the academic context for our work, and it will provide the pathway to who we are and what we want to be at our core. I think you all agree that at our core, we're a polytechnic university. Cal Poly Pomona is one of only 2 polytechnic universities in California, and among a handful of polytechnic universities across the nation. What does it mean to be a polytechnic university in the 21st century? How will the experience of our students at a polytechnic be different from the academic and the co-curricular experiences at other campuses? I want to emphasize 4 core elements of a polytechnic identity that came through very, very clearly in our academic master planning process. A university in which academic programs connect theory, practice, and research, applied to real-world problems, and focus on discovery and innovation. A university that emphasizes active, learning-centered approaches, utilizing experiential pedagogies. A university whose academic programs optimize students' academic readiness and professional relevance, both conceptually and in practical terms. A university that's engaged with its community and links the academic program to local and regional stakeholders with an understanding of global perspectives. This visual summarizes the various attributes of a polytechnic identity. We're all familiar with learn by doing. We have a strong tradition and identification with learn by doing. This visual also captures the many other attributes and expressions of a polytechnic university and reminds us that we can use these attributes to elevate our identity and to provide signature experiences for our students, to create a common shared experience among Cal Poly Pomona students. Let me highlight a few of these attributes with current activities on campus. Undergraduate research is a well-documented, high-impact practice that develops and deepens the critical thinking skills of our students. Creativity, discovery, and innovation. Students engage in a wide variety of projects that require them to think creatively and to solve complex problems. Team projects. Here's a picture of a group of students in the cybersecurity hackathon. A growing body of research indicates that students learn more effectively when they integrate and see the coherence or application of their learning. They can achieve this integration and reflect on what they and how they are learning, and by synthesizing capstone experiences. I use the term capstone broadly. I use it to include experiences such as first-year seminars, field experiences, student team projects, competitions, community-based and service learning projects, the Rose Float project, and other team research projects. We're now moving to the section where there's more audience participation. Have you found the fan at your seat? Get ready, we're going to be using our fans. Let's start with the next slide. How many students do you think Cal Poly Pomona graduated this year? Think about it. Raise your hand. Raise your fan hand. Raise your fan if you think we graduated less than 3,000 students. Good. By a show of fans, who thinks we graduated more than 3,000 students? Very good. The correct answer is, drumroll, we graduated 5,185 students this past year. And the number is sure to increase because we have not yet captured the summer 2017 graduates. So that number is sure to be bigger than that. That's a big deal. You, of course, have heard of GI 2025. It is a system-wide graduation initiative to encourage and support more of our students to graduate in a timely manner. The good news is that we are making progress in all of the critical areas for improving graduation and retention rates. Let's now review the trends and our goals for 2025. This table shows our freshman and transfer graduation rates. As you can see by the numbers, it shows that we are improving in both 4- and 6-year graduation rates of incoming freshmen. In 2025, what do you think our goal is in terms of the 4-year graduation rate of freshmen? Again, using your fan. Raise your fan. Getting it right now, fan. Raise your fan if you believe that the number in the highlighted box on top is below 50%. Okay? Raise your fan if you believe the number is above 50%. About even. Well, drum roll. Our goal is 38%. We recognize that for a variety of reasons, many of our students cannot finish in 4 years. Now let's think about the 6-year graduation rates of incoming freshmen. Raise your fan if you believe the number that's highlighted in the area next to the 6-year graduation freshman rate is below 75%. You can see we're making progress. Those are increasing. What do you think the goal is? Raise your fan if you think the number is below 75%. Okay. Now raise your fan if you believe the number is above 75%. This is a tough one. The number is, drum roll, 73%. Close. Our goal is 73%. Finally, we turn our attention to our transfer students. We're making progress, but really need to focus on increasing our 2-year retention rates, graduation rates for transfers, as well as our 4-year rates. What number do you think is our 2-year transfer graduation rates? 2-year. They come to us from the community college and they finish in 2. Raise your fan if you think the number in that next yellow box is below 30%. 30% or higher. The answer is 29%. That's a hard one. The transfer 4-year rate is 85%, and we're well on our way to reaching that. The last 2 rows are the equity gaps. The equity gaps are the differences in the academic performance of our students from underrepresented backgrounds or those with financial need when compared to the general student population. Our campus and system-wide goal is to completely eliminate any differences in their academic performance. So what do you think, what number do you think is under the yellow? 0. Correct. Our goal is to completely eliminate any differences between groups of students on the campus. The next slide helps portray that goal. As you can see in these next 2 slides, this is the slide for freshman 4-year graduation rates. You can see that students from underrepresented or Pell-eligible students lag behind the performance of other students. And that's been consistent now for several years. While we're making progress, we need to seriously focus on eliminating the equity gap. The next slide. The next slide represents the graduation rates of transfers at the 2-year level. You can see consistently that the underrepresented students and the general population track each other fairly closely. We're making the gap in those groups is much smaller than the gap among the incoming freshmen. And that's good news. That means that we're seeing a decrease in the gap. But what this graph also shows is that we're going to have to lift all of our students up in order to reach the 2025 goal. Now raise your fan if you feel that you contributed or supported the retention and graduation indicators that I just highlighted. Thank you. One team, one goal means that everyone is on the team and everyone contributes to student success. Everyone in this room has had either a direct or an indirect role in the accomplishments of our students and the achievements of our campus. Let's try it again. My goal is to get everybody to raise their hand. Hint, hint. This past year, we added a large number of additional sections of high-demand courses to the class schedule. How many sections of high-demand bottleneck courses do you think we added to the class schedule? Raise your fan if you believe that the number is less than 100. Raise your fan if you believe that the number is between 100 and 300 additional sections. Okay? Now, the answer? 327 sections. We spent over $1.3 million to add additional sections in well-known bottleneck courses to assist our students in completing their degree in a timely manner. That's a big deal. Raise your fan if you contributed to adding sections in bottleneck courses. Immediately, we think of the professors who taught these courses. We also need to thank and acknowledge the department chairs, associate deans, deans, who as a team identified and scheduled the additional sections of bottleneck courses. Well, the administrative assistants and the course schedulers in each of the top department who help build and monitor the class schedule and faculty teaching assignments, will you raise your fans? Way to go. Then there's the facility staff who make sure that the classrooms are clean and contribute to a positive learning experience. There's the information technology staff who equip our classrooms with cutting-edge technology, the software, the hardware, the internet access. Let's also acknowledge all those who championed the passage of the Campus Student Success Fee that provides the additional funding to offer more sections of bottleneck courses. I can go on. Okay, let's see a few more of our academic achievements. Again, think about the direct and the indirect role you play on the student success team. The next slide. This slide shows that 9,508 students completed individual academic plans this past year. Over 13,000 sessions tutoring took place in the Learning Resource Center, and over 15,000 students used My Planner to plan their course path to degree. That's particularly important because My Planner is used by the students as a way to ensure that they don't lose track of the credits and the requirements as they make progress through the degree, and we convert from quarter to semester. Next slide. Now we turn to our research accomplishments. This is a very, very exciting slide. We had a phenomenal year. we secured over $21 million in grants and contracts. Wave your fans. I think that's a record high for Cal Poly Pomona. We submitted a number of proposals. Many of them were funded. And I'm excited to also report that we were able to document 1,400 students who participated in a variety of research projects on campus. That's something to be proud of. We also made major investments in improving our instructional spaces and enhancing the teacher-scholar model. We spent over $1 million in improving classrooms and instructional spaces using lottery and SPICE funds. SPICE funds also come to us from the student success fee, and they're used to help improve and enhance our instructional spaces. We also spent $500,000 to support the teacher-scholar model this past year. These are just a few of Cal Poly Pomona's many accomplishments this year. I hope you will take great pride in what we are doing collectively and what we have collectively accomplished. Thank you for your diligence and contributions to achieving these goals. And I thank you now. I also want to give a shout out to the 40 tenure-track faculty, the 40 faculty who secured tenure or promotion this past year. A complete list can be found in your program. That's a big deal. GI 2025 has had a clear focus on improving the degree completion of freshmen and transfer students. Yet student success is more than individual courses or retention and graduation completion rates. We need a holistic model for student learning, engagement, and growth. A model that recognizes that the student experience and opportunities for learning occur both in the classroom as well as outside the classroom. This visual helps us see that in addition to the traditional student path from arriving and moving through to degree and beyond, we must also attend to the psychosocial dimensions of the student experience, a sense of belonging, a sense of well-being, a sense of resilience. The literature on student success shows that these psychosocial dimensions are as important as the classroom experience in retaining and graduating our students. Every program or strategy that we're working on must also be clearly aligned to our mission, vision, and values. And everything that we do must also attend to and seek to close the equity gap. Similarly, we must also constantly examine our policies, our procedures, to see if there are any unintended barriers or administrative obstacles that we have inadvertently created, and work to eliminate those from the student experience. The literature on student success can be summarized in 4 important points, and I'll use these points to give you a preview of what lies ahead for us in academic affairs this coming year. clarify paths to students' end goal. The focus will be on developing academic roadmaps for the semester curriculum, tools to assist students and advisors address bridge and CAP courses. These are the sequence courses that students may not be able to complete prior to the conversion. And with a partnership with Student Affairs, we will be reimagining the first-year experience of our students. A second important pathway to student success is to help students choose and enter a path. We will need to build a stronger bridge to K through 12 to ensure early readiness, especially in math and English. You may have heard about the CSU Executive Order 1110. By fall 2018, sound familiar? The CSU will no longer offer developmental math or developmental English. And students will no longer take the ELM and the EPT. On our campus, using a faculty-led approach, we will develop a plan that will require all incoming students to enroll on day one in an academic credit-bearing course that provides a pathway for them to completing their core competencies in written communication and quantitative reasoning. Our faculty will explore course redesign strategies, the use of co-requisites or supplemental instruction to assure college readiness and the academic success of all incoming students. The third pathway to student success helps students stay on path. Here we will need to introduce students to the new Bronco Advising Center and provide professional development opportunities for advisors and other advising-related strategies. 4, ensure students are learning. Direct evidence of our commitment to program quality and instructional quality will be prominent themes in the WASC self-review and upcoming visit. Have you heard of semester conversion? This timeline reminds us that this is our last academic year on the quarter calendar. In fall 2018, we will be on the semester calendar. We have exactly 334 days, 14 hours, 44 minutes, and 23 seconds to get ready for that conversion. Courses and academic programs are being moved through to the curriculum, from the curriculum committees to PeopleSoft. We will need to move 3,600 courses, of which 356 are GE courses and 289 degree programs into PeopleSoft, where the hardworking and deeply dedicated staff in academic programs and enrollment management and services will develop the catalog, degree audits, and articulation agreements. Advising. Advisors will need to continue to assist students in completing their IAPs and helping students make wise course selections, especially when it comes to the bridge and the CAP courses. Again, these are the courses that are 2 and 3 course sequences that students may or may not be able to complete before we convert to semesters. Similarly, we will be creating our first semester class schedule in 1819. We also need to take into consideration that summer 2018, the summer before the conversion, will be only 5 weeks long. You can learn more about our scheduling plans in one of the breakout sessions. We also will need everyone on campus to be reviewing your business processes to ensure a smooth transition from quarter to semester. WASC. WASC is another major university initiative on the campus. For those of you who are new to this process, WASC is our regional accreditation body. Cal Poly Pomona must undergo a self-study review to be reaccredited by WASC. Without WASC accreditation, our students and our campus will not qualify for federal financial aid or other resources. I now draw your attention to the screen for a brief video.
When you hear WASC, the first word that springs to mind almost certainly is not opportunity. Those of you who have been involved with WASC in previous years can attest to the significant amount of analysis and writing involved in the accreditation process. But I want to challenge you to rethink accreditation. It is not a hard-earned stamp of approval as much as it is an opportunity to highlight the many ways we cultivate student success, which is the ultimate measure of our value. We earn our accreditation every day in just about everything we do by our commitment to our students. Another way we earn our reaccreditation is through our contribution to the public good. When our graduates succeed in their careers and in society, they validate our accreditation. Our faculty do the same when they engage in research or service, as do our staff, whose work also contributes to student success. Simply put, WASC gives us an opportunity to tell our story, and it is an inspiring one. I hope you will join me in participating in the accreditation process this academic year. And now, our provost, Dr. Sylvia Alva, will share with you some of the ways you may do so.
Thank you, President Coley. Thank you for inviting us to frame the accreditation process as an engaging, collaborative, and campus-wide endeavor. Our self-study report to WASC provides us the unique opportunity to tell the Cal Poly Pomona story, to tell others about our institutional commitment to excellence and to student success. Think of accreditation as a process of peer review. A team of faculty and administrators from other universities will be reviewing the evidence that we have provided in response to standards and criteria. A team of peer reviewers will later visit the campus and meet with us to confirm the evidence firsthand. As President Coley stated, we live our accreditation every day, but we must nonetheless tell our story to the WASC review team in an authentic and compelling way. In a thoughtful and introspective way, we will identify and talk about our institutional strengths, as well as the areas that require continued attention and effort. A significant change from earlier WASC standards is that universities are now expected to provide direct evidence of student learning and student success at the academic and at the co-curricular levels. The WASC reviewers will also be looking for a culture of evidence and a culture of excellence on the campus. How do we know that what we're doing really works? And what are the implications of that evidence? Simply put, the focus will be on outcomes, not just our effort, not just the process we will use to get there. WASC expects us to demonstrate that we are meeting our core commitments to student learning and student success, quality improvement, integrity, fiscal responsibility, and accountability. The first step in this process is to write the self-study report. To accomplish that, we have brought together individuals from every division on campus to form a steering committee and 6 work groups. I have the privilege of chairing the steering committee along with my co-chairs, Dr. Lisa Alex, Chair of Chemistry and Biochemistry Department, Sepa Skandari, the Interim Associate Vice President for Academic Planning, and Larissa Preiser-Hoy, the Interim Associate Vice President for Academic Programs and our Accreditation Liaison Officer to WASC. I would like to extend a very special thanks to the Academic Senate for identifying over 40 faculty members for the various work groups. The steering committees began its work this summer, and along with the working groups, will continue to facilitate campus conversations and activities as we prepare to write our self-study report and to meet with the WASC team during our institutional review and campus visit. As part of this process, you're likely to hear about 4 WASC standards and 39 CFRs. That's criteria for review. But I don't want you to get lost in the specifics. Instead, I hope that you'll stay focused on our shared commitment to excellence and to student success. That is at the heart of this process. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about WASC review and for your valuable input and continued engagement throughout the process. As part of our WASC self-study, we will also be asked to demonstrate measurable progress in 3 areas that were highlighted in our previous WASC self-review. These were areas where the WASC team will be looking for continued growth and improvement. They will want to see an increased focus on student retention and graduation. Sound familiar? The involvement of more faculty in assessment of student learning outcomes and program reviews. They'll also want to see direct evidence that our students are meeting our GE learning goals. I hope that you will take the time to review the assessment posters in the foyer where leaders on campus, both from academic affairs and student affairs, have worked on strategies to measure the impact of learning and strategies, direct learning in a variety of classes and settings. These posters grew out of a very successful inaugural Summer Assessment Institute. My sincere thanks to Dr. Preiser-Hoy and Dr. Shaw Fairbank for their leadership in this important area. Another significant change from prior WASC reviews, which is mentioned in the video, is that universities are now expected to provide direct evidence of student learning and student success, both at the academic and the co-curricular levels. For us at Cal Poly Pomona, that includes direct evidence of our general education goals. This slide provides the accreditation timeline. You see on the left-hand side that our self-study will be due to WASC in fall of 2018. We'll then move into the institutional review process. There'll be an off-site review in spring of 2019 and a 3-day campus visit in fall of 2019. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. So in closing, our students will continue to look to us for a quality educational experience, innovation, and inspiration. As reflected in our vision statement, we aspire to be an inclusive polytechnic university with a shared commitment to excellence, inclusion, and community engagement. That's reflected in everything that we do. I hope that you agree with me that our students have the creative and innovative mindset and the determination to take and apply the education they receive here at Cal Poly Pomona to make a lasting and transformative difference everywhere that they go. This is a lofty and ambitious vision for our students and certainly for our campus. I know that with your support and effort, we can and we will become the model of an inclusive polytechnic university. Thank you for all that you do and will continue to do to make a difference in the future of our students and the exciting future of Cal Poly Pomona. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Eskandari to the podium to provide us some direct instruction on the various workshops. As he makes his way to the podium, I want to take an opportunity to thank my staff, Marissa, Diane, Lauren, for the incredible work that they do to make events like this come together so smoothly. So thank you. I also want to thank the Media Vision group who just worked behind the scenes so diligently to make everything come together so smoothly. So as well, thank you very much. Dr. Eskandari.
Thank you very much, Provost Alba, and thanks, many thanks to all of you for joining us this morning. I'd like to encourage all of you to consider joining one of the 5 exciting working sessions that we've planned this morning. All of them start at 10 a.m., so you have a little bit of time to rest and refresh before you join us. The first one, or one of them, is our path to WASC, reaccreditation, celebrating the past, envisioning the future. So Larissa Preiser-Hoy, who's our, as the Provost mentioned, our accreditation liaison officer, will officially launch our reaccreditation process during this meeting, along with the WASC steering committee. So this event will go from 10 to 12, but I want to just emphasize that the first part of this event is really for a general audience. So if you're interested in WASC, you could go to this and then move on to one of the other workshops. Next, Michael Miller and his team at the Center for Community Engagement, Cristina Gonzalez-Salgado and Cristina Moreno-Donato, we'll talk about Bronco Serve. This is very exciting. Online service learning and academic internship placement. This event will go from 10 to 11 a.m. The next one, Terry Gomez, our interim AVP for student success, and her student success team will talk about making the most of student success. Now, this workshop is a repeating workshop, so it will go from 10 to 11 a.m., and again, we'll repeat again from 11 to noon. So as I mentioned, for example, you can go to WASC or you can go to Bronco Serve and then come back and benefit from the second session of this particular workshop. Another one, Victoria Bofsar and her team at the Faculty Center for Professional Development and E-Learning will talk about, what a great title, huh? Saddle Up for Semesters, Creating Effective Semester Courses. This again will be a repeating session. So again, 10 to 11, and again from 11 to 12. And again, I emphasize that we planned it this way so you have an opportunity to go to one and then go to benefit from another one. And finally, if you're interested in looking at charts and graphs on classroom utilization, please join me from 10 to 11, or again from 11 to noon on approaches that I think we can adopt to help us schedule in the semester environment. So let me thank all of you again for joining us, and I wish you all a wonderful and productive academic year.